Okay, back again with another live stream. And let's see, let me go ahead and check my stream sound and all that. There we go. Okay, we got sound. Good. A little bit thrown off because I tried to start it a while ago and it wouldn't start. It didn't start, and I waited and messed around and finally decided that YouTube once in a while, I don't know why they hadn't done it very often, but they'll change your stream key for you. And so OBS, it just thinks it's working. It doesn't have any way to check that, it's with, I don't know, that's kind of weird because I guess it can contact the YouTube server. It's just not able to, the stream key doesn't log it in and it doesn't know that. So it just sits there recording and it shows that it's streaming. Because anytime the stream gets broken, like if the pipe gets broken or whatever, it will keep trying to reconnect. And if it can, it'll reconnect automatically. So it's kind of confusing when that happens. Okay, so anyway, it's working now. Except for I got a yellow stream, and hopefully it'll turn green and not go bad. Sometimes it goes bad when it's yellow. Okay, you never know. What am I going to do? Okay, I'll show you what it is I want to do. Okay, over here, got this box I want to open. And show what's in it. So let me get my switch mics here. Oops. Yeah, I'm not too with it today. That's why I didn't do it hours and hours ago. Well, at least I went green finally on my stream. Okay, so let me get on camera 2 so we can see it better. And all right, my mouth is so dry. Now we're on camera 2. Now we'll get over there. Guess I'll need to stand up to do this. Okay, so this is a box. First off, it's not too unusual, but it's also not ever really good when that happens. Especially when there's a few small things in there, and you can kind of hear it rattling around. I can tell right now there's not any bubble wrap or anything in there. This is oh, here you go, the friendly warning. The friendly warning, thank you for shopping with, not Tiger Direct, Harbor Freight Tools. I went on and on about this last time. This is the first time I'd ever seen it. This is only third time I've ordered from them. I've went in, over the years, back in the 95 or so, I don't know, a friend of mine took me to one of them, and I wasn't too impressed with all the, cheap Chinese tools. And over the years of tool, everything has gotten made. That's made there, and everything's quality's got worse. So, figure you might as well save as much money as possible. But anyway, this aggravates the living crap out of me. It says, I forgot exactly what it says. Warning: before you sign for this delivery, you must note any damage. Well, they don't send them to where they need to be signed for, or else the shipper, which says UPS tracking. Oh yeah, that was another package that was FedEx. Okay, so it says UPS. UPS does, I think they do a better job than FedEx. I usually have less trouble with getting things from them on time. And spin up boxes have been stepped on, set on, kicked like a football. What you could imagine. They all come from all of them, and the USPS, the United States Postal Service. Oh, that's a shipping ticket, I just realized. Thought it looked a little more, thicker than just a normal label. Well, maybe it is just a label, but it's not. It's taped on. Well, I'm going to leave it there for now. I don't think I need it off of there. Well, I might. Let's get it. Since I've already started, might as well get it off of there. I thought it was one of those papers that you pull out of the sack for a minute there. But, yeah, you don't get the opportunity to sign for anything. Even if the few times I've had, there's one company I do order from all the time, and they say on their website, you know, that you're going to have to sign for it if it's over $100, and if you don't want to, if you don't want to have to do that, then you know, check this box. Well, I've never been asked to sign for anything from them ever, and my orders are almost always over $100. And for a while I started, you know, I haven't ever had any trouble, praise the Lord. I pray it doesn't ever happen. If anybody's stealing my stuff, you know, off my porch and stuff, but at least not that I know of. There was a few packages several years ago. Several when I first started ordering from Walmart a lot. There was some that I never got. But I think it was them because they had the worst shipping and packing people I've ever. You know, when you'd get the stuff and they just, you know, I'm sure they just got people when they first started shipping stuff. That's when a lot, you know, or I guess I don't know, they didn't used to ship stuff. Yeah, when they first started shipping stuff, and I'm opening as I'm talking. But talking about, anyway, stop going on about that. Here's what we're wanting to show. Oh, so there was airbags in there, but they weren't, a bunch of them were popped. I guess with this being so heavy. Now here's some more of those papers on the inside of here. Oh, good. Speaking of crappy packaging, look at here, a bottle of tool oil, air tool oil, just throw it in there. I can't believe it. That must be a pretty good bottle because it's not taped, wasn't in a bag. Now Walmart does that most of the time. They put stuff in a bag and tape the lid shut because they finally learned. But that's what I was talking about, Walmart. If you dare to order anything liquid, like if you order clothes soap, it'd be all over everything in there, you know, or whatever it was, you know. I still don't like to do it because you never know for sure what you're going to get out of them. But anyway, I went ahead and ordered their brand of. I got a compressor from them. I've been wanting an air impact gun. Well, I've been wanting one since I was. I've been wanting one since I was 18 years old. And I never did buy one. I had, you know, I could have over the years, but I didn't. Because anyway, I might tell that story, but let's go ahead and look at this stuff. So I bought a compressor that could handle. First off, you got to have a compressor that can handle one, and then I finally decided on this one. And these are some fittings. These are the things I thought could maybe fall out when I was talking about that being open on this side. Air fittings for my hoses and stuff, quick release, and hose splicer, and one that you can. I've got a portable air tank, and this compressor it does plenty of psi. I do 150 psi, but it has an 8-gallon tank, so it will do 4.1 or 2 CFM at 90 psi. And that they say that's just good enough to run an air compressor, but and I've watched. Well, it says it's just on the box a little chart, but anyway, it's just good enough to run a impact wrench. That's what's in here. If you hadn't figured that out already. But they're all actually have a lot of different ratings, and of course I went around, I did lots of research, watched lots of videos, a lot of teardown videos, test videos with torque equipment, and test videos on real world tests. And I was this one was $129 on sale the day I ordered that air compressor, but I don't know if I want to get that one, and had actually decided I wanted an AirCat. And it would do, I think they say it'll do 400 to 800 foot-pounds. This one, of course, they say on the ad they said 1150. Now it says 1,000 on the box. This, and if it wasn't for all the the teardown videos and the people showing these, actually do put out probably the most torque and it was on sale when I bought it for $125, $124 something, $125. So this one puts out the most torque of any of these cheap, anything besides the Snap-on or something. They put it head to head with a Snap-on, and the Snap-on won, but it came close. So that's why I finally decided to go ahead and get this once it went on sale a little cheaper. I'm a bargain hunter. I got one weakness. I'm a bargain hunter. I'm a sucker for bargains. Sometimes it's not a good thing. That's why I say sucker. Okay, so, but sometimes it's all right. And I started out small. I bought one of those little $13.99 grinders from them a few years ago. Got it, like at the store, I think, or did I order it? No, I ordered it. That was the first thing I ordered. And I didn't use it a whole lot. Not very. I think I've only used it about 4 or 5 times in 3 years or so, 2 or 3 years. And there's the papers that come with it. And comes with a little oiler bottle. It's got that, I don't know, it might be handy. It's got the pointy deal on it, so it's not even just, it's only half full. I mean, at least I could fill the dang bottle up. So as small as it is, but anyway, I've got more oil, so it could come in handy. Let's see what this looks like. So what's in there with some of those industrial size twisties. I don't know if I have to cut them with something or... Oh, I see. It doesn't act like it wants to lift. There it is. Lift up and out of there. There we go. Now. That was weird. Okay, yeah. These are really pretty handy to save and use for stuff. I save everything I can to use for something else. But there we go. Just leave those like they are for now. And I'm not going to take it outside right now and test it because I'm just tired and I don't feel good. I almost didn't get this opened up today. But I just really wanted to make sure everything came that was supposed to come in this, with this. So that plastic it's glued on that side, but on the other side it came off. It was, I can see where there was some glue. So, now, and actually, if you know anything about these Harbor Freight, you probably already know all about the specs, so I won't. Oil daily or warranty is void. Whew, that whole 90-day warranty? Wow. Now that's one of the main reasons why I really didn't want to get anything that was a 90-day warranty. Oddly enough, I couldn't believe it. When I ordered that air compressor, I really didn't notice that the warranty was only 90 days. I thought it was at least a year until I got it home. And in my defense, the website, I hadn't been on it in a couple of years, and the website had all over it, lifetime warranty on all their hand tools and stuff, or a bunch of every hand tool I looked at. And so I thought, well, it's going to this, I didn't expect to have a lifetime warranty, but I thought it'd have a year or 2 maybe. And so I somehow, with all my research and comparing and watching videos and everything, I didn't what was I going to say? I didn't notice that. Oh yeah, so I've got to put that fitting on there, one of those fittings, so that I can. I'm going to say, and now that I've got it out, I want to hear it run. I mean, I can go out there. I can carry my camera out there, but it will lose frames real bad. So I try to avoid doing that. I usually just make a little video. If I want to make a video outside, because these cameras work over the Wi-Fi, they stream over the Wi-Fi. And my mic would do fine, but Yeah, my Teflon tape's out in the garage. Let's see. But it's heavier than I thought it would be. So the weight's all up in here. It feels weird because the handle is so light. I mean, well, it doesn't feel weird, but you know, the handle is so light compared to the rest that it just wants to come out of your hand. But I do think it's probably lighter than I have an old Campbell Hossfield that my buddy gave me, and that's what I was thinking. Anyway, it's got a little plastic case and everything. I'll probably keep this in that. It doesn't work, but started out. I was gonna just try to take it apart and clean it, but I haven't been feeling like messing with it. And I know its max torque is 240 foot-pounds. That's its rating by the maker. So this on the test gets, I think it was 800 foot-pounds is what it really gets, really can do. You'd have to go look at those. You can look at those videos that everybody does. But anyway, yeah, with these things, I just thought, you know what, if they can't give it something a year warranty, I wouldn't want it. That's what I had decided, and I've always kind of been that way. But like I said, everything is made so crappy that, you know, they're the old story that I've always heard all my life. You know, they learned how to calculate it to last a day after the warranty, and I swear I've seen plenty of things in my life last a month or so, or 2 or 3 after the warranty and break. It's just amazing. But whatever it might be. But anyway, you know, people say, you know, when you read the reviews on these, sometimes if you get one that's doesn't last a few days. I've even seen a few where it didn't work when they got it. And but most of them, especially people like me, you know, just going to use them at home in their home shop, get the wheels off the truck and stuff like that. Hard bolts, you know, stuff like that. They're pretty happy with them. So, yeah, I need to get some Teflon tape to put my. I've got some hose. Well, I was talking about my portable air tank. What I'm thinking is, if this is supposed to actually draw, like if you full draw, I guess, 6 CFM. And that's another reason why I wouldn't want to get it, because that other AirCat would draw 4.5 CFM or something, and my compressor will do 4.2. But that's in the size of the air tank, mostly anyway. It recovers really fast, so I've decided, once I got the compressor, I decided that it could very well handle. I'm going to get one of these out while I'm talking. Could very well handle, it might work well enough with its, you know, just with its tank, but I can always daisy chain that portable tank to it. That's how I did have an old Sears compressor that does like 2 CFM, and yeah, it can't handle it'll paint fine, but you know, you only have to do 25. Well, when I was painting, I started at like 40 CFM and then went down to 25 because it wasn't spraying good the last what I was spraying. But yeah. So anyway, that portable tank, I can hose it up so that, that's why I got another quick connector, so that it can, I can plug it in to this compressor to give it more capacity, and then if I want, or I can unplug it and carry it somewhere, or I can plug it into that other little compressor, whatever I want to do. So I got some more fittings. Hopefully I've got everything I need. Still have some more out in the garage that I had, you know, already had. So let's look at this. Some nice little dust cap there. I think I'll put it in the box. If I put it in the bag, it'll probably just fall out. But let's see, I think I'll put, yeah, let's put these fittings in the box too. And I think I'll open this. I think I can't resist it. It's gonna probably just be a bunch of drop frames in my video, but I may go on out there. All I have to do is grab one of these cameras, grab that one with the little tripod so I can set it down when I get out there. And it's got a manual with it. Some of them, you know, some things don't come with any kind of a manual. But got a parts. Oh, telling you how to hose it up. So guess that was the last page. Put this. Well, I think I'll put the manual. Well, I won't put it back in this bag. I'll leave it in here, and you know, pick it all up later. But yeah, I guess I got it getting excited here. When I think I'll leave the bag in here, but I'll use this box to carry everything with. Okay, maybe it is better to put the. Oh, it didn't. I was like, why won't it fit in the box? It fit in the box because that. So the box is not ever going to be of any use again, then, is it? Yeah, I'll probably lose my little rubber thing. I'm going to put it back in there for now. I was just going to set it in there to carry it. Carry all that stuff in. Okay, now get a little drink of water. This may turn out to be bad video from here on out, but and I just had an idea. Well, I could stop this video and start another one in case. I don't know. Let's don't. Oh my gosh! I have OBS Studio running twice. I don't know how I did that. It didn't seem to hurt anything. Let's see. My video's being made. My stream. Yeah, stream's working. So, yeah, the way I have my camera set up, it's upside down. To me or you, one or the other. Okay, so since I'm pretty well certain the other video will be, you know, drop frames and everything. Of course, I could just take the camera out there, and I can't well, my mic, my lapels are going over Wi-Fi to my computer, and so are the cameras. And my lapel would plug into the phone, but the apps, I've only ever found one app that would work with a mic, and it was, you had to pay for it to get it to do 1080p, and to get it to get their icon off the screen. Well, I forgot the name of that, but anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and so there's my new Earthquake EQ12XT impact wrench that I got to go with my let me go ahead and open up the browser. Before I quit on this, I'll open up my browser and show exactly what it is I got on their site in case somebody would be interested. And over there. Okay. Let's see. Let me get my bookmarks. Yep, Harbor Freight. Okay, now it might be down here since I looked at my orders a minute ago, and I don't want to go to those, order pages to show it because it shows too much personal information. Let's see. Looks like, oh yeah, I did some looking around, I think. Those bargains are so tempting, but you do have to be, there's certain things that are so cheaply made I wouldn't want them, but I'm just going to click on this to get to their website, and then, I wonder if those would be worth anything. It's a good price. I've looked at funnels, but I wouldn't want those in particular because I want food grade funnels for the kitchen, not oil funnels. So they might be fine for just pouring oil and paint through them and stuff. Let's see. Oh, how strange. Why doesn't it have? That's the manual. Okay, I think that's, yeah, here we go. Oh, it's still on sale. So if you're interested, it's back on sale, I guess, because I think, yeah, because it went off right after I checked it. Actually, it went off while I was still looking. I put it in the cart and then kept looking because I knew I might want some fittings and stuff, and I just wanted to look at other stuff. And I spent several hours. And when I went back to this same page, it had gone back up to, I don't think it was 149, I think it was 129 or something. But yeah, it's on sale right now on June 7th, 2019. If you see this much later, then this won't pertain. But yeah, if you look around on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of, if I can even remember, I can put the links to those videos. I usually don't mention that because I'm afraid I'll forget, but I do have all the links to the videos I was watching. You got to do some sifting to find, the ones that are helpful. Let's see. There we go. Air tool oil. That's what I got. It wasn't on sale, and they had some sort of coupon. Now, you pay attention. I got well. What got me to look back at the site again even was they sent me since I had bought something recently. They started sending me catalogs, and it had a code on it. If you type it in, you get, it was pretty good amount off. So it made several more dollars off of the order, which is pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, they don't call it fittings. Let's see, I think that's the one I looked at but didn't get. Air tool connectors. Let's see. Now, this is the one I got. Yeah, that's the one I just opened up. And then I got another one that's and it was, I think, cheaper than that, and then I got some off from that coupon code. It's a bit confusing figuring all this out when you're not used to it, it's the way they do stuff. Splice, that's what it was called. No. These are my favorite. I'm searching through my bookmarks. That's what it was. They call it an air hose repair kit. Now it's $1.99 regular price, so you don't. That's pretty good price, and it looks. The only problem I have had with brass. Brass is good, and usually lasts for many years. But if it's not poured well, you know, if it's got too much pot metal in it. Like I bought a water hose Y, which I don't use it outside. I use it on my washer connector. You know, one goes to the washer and one other one goes through the wall in the house to the ice maker from the garage. It You couldn't even open one of the valves. You couldn't open it at all, and the other one was stuck, and I got it loose. So I got that at Amazon, and you could even see. You know, if you, I don't remember if I saw any actual pit holes in it, but anyway, it was very poorly made. And I've seen reviews on things where the stuff just breaks, and it breaks because it wasn't a good pour. You know, one of my second job was in a machine shop that had a foundry, and I poured aluminum mostly, but I poured some brass too. For not a long time, just several months actually, not like several years. Uh, but it was a real good learning experience, and on and off over the years, I've always wanted to get back into doing that as a hobby, but I haven't ever done it. But anyway, I can just still see, you know, the things I learned, and you can look at things and you can tell if it was poured well. If number one thing is metal, um, aluminum. You know, aluminum, there's different alloys, what they call it, and basically it's like a different mix of, you know, between the aluminum and the chemicals. You'd be surprised what different chemicals they may put in metal. You know, you may have heard that lead is in, you know, still there is lead in faucets. You know, there's a certain amount that's considered safe, but you know, there's been attention made in the last few years to like things coming from China with a heck of a lot more lead than America would allow to be done here. You know, American laws would allow, and so yeah, if you're going to buy a faucet, you better check what they say the lead content is, and then if that makes you uncomfortable, then you figure, you know, they may be putting in more than that because it makes it cheaper for them to make it. But without any lead, it would fall apart. And there are other things they can. I don't remember exactly what it is. There are other things they could put in them. Brass fittings. I don't. No, as far as I know, I'm not an expert at all. The more I've learned, you know, in the last several years, I've been watching a lot of videos on how to make your own furnace and all that stuff. You know, smelting furnace and all that. So, and I've seen a lot of people that knew what they were. I can tell when somebody knows what they're doing. I know enough to know that, and they'll talk about the mixtures of the alloys and all that. Some of them really know on YouTube. And some of them, they're just like, oh, whatever, you know, throw in, you know, Coke cans and maybe beer cans and whatever, and then just scrape the dross off the top. Well, that don't cut it. And then they wonder why their little part they made falls apart, you know. So I remember seeing one video. It was a young kid. They say you can't do it, but I did it. Well, yeah, you did it, but what have you got? And, you know, some of the older guys, they say, well, I know it's not a good idea, but I did it anyway. I just wanted to see if it would work, you know. And I even saw one where somebody went to some pains to try to clean that stuff up before they melted it. Yeah, when you melt a bunch of, well, it'd be pot metal. When you melt a bunch of random scrap parts, you know, it's all aluminum or all brass or whatever, but it's all going to be a different alloy. Like, say, if you took a brass water spigot, you know, an old one that come off of a house, and then you took some of these that were worn out, and then you took, I don't know, just things made out of brass. Each and every one of them is going to be a different mixture, and so you're not going to come up with anything like what they were at the beginning. And the strength and you know, how soft it is, how brittle it might be, it's all going to be different. Why am I talking about that? Okay, so anyway, my whole point being, it's a crapshoot when you buy a brass fitting, a brass faucet. You know, so when you may get something like until recently, I just thought, well, if it's brass, it's going to be great. You know, it's going to last forever. Well, I didn't realize just how crappy some of it's being made these days. And I thought, well, and once I realized it, especially when I bought that that water hose Y that I sent back, I thought, well, I should have known. And I took a gamble on it because it had, you know, it had 4 stars. But if you'll get it on Amazon, if you'll look, you'll see. I always, as a rule, I don't like to buy anything less than 70% 5 stars. That's where it'll get you. It may be 4 stars, but it's 50% 5 stars. And then if you look and you see, like, you know, it's basically, I don't know how to say percentage wise in my head, but the people that are happy with it got one that was okay, but or the other, well, if it's 50%, let's say it's 50% 5 stars. So, and people are too generous these days, and the young people have never seen good stuff. You know, people always nowadays people, you know, people older people would like to bring back made in America, but uh, what is being made in America now, you can't, you know, you can't. There's not the facilities to make everything from scratch very often. If it's electronics and things like that, things that are, you know, you can't buy electronic parts made in America anymore. We used to, all that stuff was made in America. We had the best electronics in the world until we gave all of our secrets to Japan back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. But anyway, I'm going on. I don't know why. Hopefully, those things look good. They look real good. Hopefully, they'll last. Especially the number one thing that, you know, let's see. Number one thing I would be concerned about, if I can ever get back to that page again. You know, those things you'd be concerned about breaking, but this quick coupler, if it's made, you know, of a poor grade of brass, then it'll just wear out and start leaking real quick. Or if the seal's just crap in it. Used to, you could buy those seals and replace them. And I haven't seen any. I've looked a couple of times. Surely you can still buy those seals. But I have noticed they don't all make them all the same shape and size anymore. Like they used to be pretty common to be the same size. You could buy buy a whole pack of them. And that's all you ever had to do is replace those rubber seals. And if you take them apart, you'll see that rubber seal in there. And maybe the spring, if it got so old that it rusted into or something. You used to could buy, you know, repair kits for them. I used to do that on my job after I did maintenance on gas service stations and convenience stores and car washes back in a few years, 75. Starting in 75. I started training me to do that. My first job was in something like 73 that I was talking about. But anyway, first and second job. I didn't stay with the machinist work because I thought it was really boring just standing there watching those machines. And then I would get to daydreaming and I'd forget to change the part in time or something. So that didn't bode well for me. So anyway, and I just it drove me nuts. I just couldn't stand it. I needed to have my mind busy. So anyway, yeah, those steel ones. I think I saw. I almost got that, but I've got one that's steel and it rusts so quick and easy. Well, I had the compressor I already had with that portable bottle. It was just impossible to keep the water out of it. I don't have an inline filter. I mean, inline filter costs more than a compressor, like that one. Sorry, about died there. So I better get me a cough drop. I think I want to go outside. Anyway, I have one that's this type, you know, with and it rusted inside. The ball bearings rusted because they were steel too. And it actually outlasted another brass one I had that was evidently a cheaply made or a really old one, as far as not leaking. But I got to where you couldn't hardly open it and close it, but it was still not leaking. So I had a good rubber seal. Finally, it got in bad shape, and I took it off and stuck it in a container and sprayed it with. I think I just sprayed it with rust buster. Sometimes I soak stuff in transmission fluid. I'm not just leave it in there for a couple of months. Sometimes I forget it for a year, but when you get it back out, it's real easy to clean on up and use again. If it's you know, if it's not so wear out, it's no good. But anyway, I like the looks of these. Let's just hope they're. And I figured this kind of stuff is not really going to be any different than any other one you get. And it's actually, I saw that Merlin. It's actually a common brand. I thought it looked familiar, and then I looked up online, and it is a. I'm sure it probably at once upon a time was made in America, but oh, my story about made in America. Well, everybody that can remember, old enough to remember, we'd love for things to be like that again. But problem now is, if you did make things in America from scratch to the quality that we used to make things to, then hardly anybody would buy it because it couldn't. It would be 2 and 3 times the price. It would cost that much to do it, to make it to that quality, and pay the people enough to live on that's working for you. It would have to charge so much more for it than everybody in all these other countries charge for their cheap crap. And people, way back when this started, I saw things, when things started turning like this, it's in the 80s when it really started hitting home to me. People, I would say, if you just pay, back then it wasn't so much of a price difference. I'd say you pay just a little more, get something that would last you 10 years instead of 2. They're like, well, I don't care. I'm going to be tired of it in 2 years anyway. I want it to wear out. And we were working. I was talking to people. We were working at General Dynamics, and a place that built F-16 fighter jets. Those things were built to the highest quality standards in the world. And our particular plant had they called it zero defect aircraft. We won, the awards for zero defect aircraft for a certain amount of time. When it came off the line, there was 0 defects found with it. And there was one thing we knew there, and that's how to build stuff to quality. I mean, a fighter jet can't be halfway put together, And every part in it has to be as perfect as you can make it. Not only do you not want the pilot to die, but you don't want that thing to go berserk and kill everybody in America. Crash, bombs, bombs going this way and that. Everything has to work right. So now I'm going on and on. I don't know why. I guess I'm just tired. Now I'm going to start talking about the airplane troubles they've been having lately, but I won't. Anyway, well, hopefully my air compressor, I've got 2 things that good price, and they have good. Well, now the air compressor, I only found 2 videos about that air compressor, and so I've made a series of putting it together and getting it set up. So now I've got more videos than I found before I bought it. I made 4, I think, 3 or 4, and I'll be making a few more probably if I add that tank to it and stuff. Well, I think if I can quit coughing and everything, I may go ahead and head out there and do like I said, go ahead and just hook that thing up and try it out. Just for a minute. But on a separate video. But anyway. Yeah, as you can maybe tell, I really debate a lot about buying these kind of tools. But of course, $125 versus, I wouldn't even think about it. I mean, I've known about Snap-on ever since 1975, 76. I tried to go to work for them as driving a Snap-on tool truck. And actually, Well, I applied before I got that job where I was trying to do maintenance and stuff, and once I got it, I liked it. And then they called me and wanted to hire me. They actually offered me a job, but I had just gotten started there, and I'd promised these people that I was going to work for them and do my best for them and all that stuff, and I didn't think it was right to just quit after 2 or 3 months. Plus, I already knew they were going to train me. I think I knew they were going to, yeah. I was running a car wash, but they were going to train me to do maintenance. I don't know if I knew that part yet or not. I may not have even known that yet. But anyway, I learned so much from Rocky at Wichita Falls, Texas. He was 62, I think, in 1975, so I doubt seriously he's still around now. It hadn't been for a while, but he taught me how to do. I was real good with my hands, and I loved mechanical things and woodwork and all that stuff. He taught me, so much that stuck with me to this day. Of course, I forget and then remember again, but nowadays, now that I'm 62 years old. But, yeah, he was Rocky before those movies came out. But, anyway, I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go ahead and start another video, I think, and go outside and hook that up just for a minute. So, all right, there you go. There's my new toy tool, my new tool.